Shall we begin?
Good
Oh,
morning, sir.
good morning, Giri.
You can begin.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. Welcome to the another book reading session. Focus on what matters by Darius Foru. Today we are going to discuss chapter 63, 64, and 65. So we are reading this book on community reading for last I think more than 6 months. So this is the cover page. So I want to share whenever I read any book, take any book. So I focus more on its front page and the rear page. So the rear page, the back page says that block the noise, move with clarity. So this is a question I want to ask all of you. Why it is hard to live well amidst chaos and noise? Anyone can share. I request everyone to share your views. So this will be an interactive session rather than be a one-way communication. Anyone can share why it is hard to live well amidst chaos and noise. Anyone? Yes, come on, sir, please.
Namaste, Singh sir. Good morning, everyone. I feel it's hard to live well between this chaos and noise because we are not connected to ourselves. That's why we are, so much connected with the outside noise, and that's why we are so much distracted. And second thing, I feel because we are not accepting ourselves the way we are. So because we want to change ourselves as per the society, because we want to fit in the society, and this could be the reason that we are still living hard. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, sir. So truly you explain that why. Yes, Sanjay sir. It is hard because we are not connected to ourselves and we are more focused on the outside world. So while we think it is a modern world problem, but it's a timeline, it is timeless issue. From the ages when that this human civilization arises and from the many years and the civilizations, this problems always remains. So next we will move further. 2000 years ago, the ancient Stoics talks about the exact same challenges we are facing today. It is the Stoics and even our forefathers also, like in Gita and Purans. So the main question is how we can find inner peace. What does it take to be happy, and how can we become more resilient? So anyone can answer these three questions. We will we will discuss more in detail, but any idea, any way that how you manage your life for these three questions. Yes, come on, sir, please.
सॉरी मैंने हाथ नीचे नहीं किया था पहले. चलिए कोई नहीं. So how can we find inner peace? I think it's a journey, and it's not like permanent thing. Someday you feel peace, someday it will be like so much of noise. So it's a journey more than a destination. And what does it takes to be happy? Again, I would say life will never be always permanent happy. Some days are happy, some days are chaos. But amidst all these between happy and chaos, uh, start counting your blessings. I mean, every day have some blessings, every day have some problems. So when we shift our attention towards the blessings of our life, then I think it's very easy to be happy. And how can we become more resilient? Again, it's a journey and it's a process, and through the process only we can become resilient. And it's not like just one day thing. It's like you are building an immunity, and एक काढ़ा पी के immunity नहीं आएगी. You have to practice pranayam every day. You have to work out every day, then only it slowly develop. So धीरे धीरे रे मना, धीरे सब कुछ होए, और माली सींचे सो घड़ा, ऋतु आए फल होए. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So beautifully explained. Anyone want to share? Pamela ji, Shwagiri ji. Yes, good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Yes, sir. Good morning, everyone. I'm good. Um, actually, how can you be happy? तो हमारा इंसानी मन जो है हमेशा असंतुष्ट ही रहता है। तो हम खुश भी हों तो थोड़ी देर के लिए होते हैं, फिर हम कुछ कारण खुद ही ढूंढ लेते हैं जिससे हम दुखी हो जाएं। तो बेस्ट थिंग व्हाट आई फील इज ग्रैटिट्यूड। हमारे पास जो हमसे जो ऊंचा है उसको देख करके दुखी होने की बजाय हमसे जो नीचे है, चाहे किसी भी कैटेगरी में हो, उसको देख के खुश हों कि चलो हमारे पास ये नहीं है। अभी जैसे बहुत गर्मी में हम रह रहे हैं, तो फिर खुद ही को कंपेयर किया है, वो जो जवान जो रेगिस्तानी रेत में इतनी धूप और जलती गर्मी में पूरे ऐसे कपड़े पहन के रह रहा है, कम से कम उससे तो बेटर है, छाए में है। So this is the way we can be happy. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing. So thank you everyone for sharing. So now let's move our letter 63 on being grateful for the little things. So it is very difficult, but not too much difficult. जैसे बताया प्रमिला जी ने कि कमल सर ने कि to be grateful is the way we can find our inner peace. So the writer says that in our lives there are so many things we take for granted because we humans have this weird trait. We hardly ever regret the things we did. Instead, we regret the things we didn't do. So writer has given an example that one of the friend used to see parents, his parents twice in a year, and he says that he that my grandparents on both sides died around the age of 80. So at the rate, I would probably see my parents next 20 more times in my life. So writer says that जो दिन हमारे पास आज है वो कल नहीं रहेगा. So we must be grateful for the things that we are having. We should not always cry the things we don't have. Next, when we move in the chapter, the writer says that in life there are many things we can't change. Every day we get one day closer to death, and instead of being grateful, we worry about things that are very minor as compared to the death. So writer says that uh, how to practice gratitude. So here writer uh, says that one of the exercise mentioned by the Epictetus. Whenever you face difficult situation in life, remember the prospect of death and other major tragedies that can and do happen to people. You will see that compared to death, none of things you face in life is important enough to worry about. Again, the writer says that it takes a little while to train yourself to think this way, but I guarantee it works. Compared to that, nothing we worry about or get upset about matters. My friend, who calculated the time he will see his parents, said he no longer gets frustrated when he talks with them. You know how things often are with family. Sometimes we get under each other's skin. We argue, we get disappointed. We may we even call each other names. But if you make yourself aware of the fact that this is the maybe the last time you are seeing the person you will love, you will let all the minor things slide. Look, this doesn't mean everything is acceptable because we are all going to die. That's true. nihilistic. The Stoics used this exercise for small things, stuff that's just not worth getting upset about. They knew damn well that risk wasting our time and energy on those insignificant things. So this is how the chapter goes. And I find the last line very important. Just being alive is the biggest things one can be grateful for. So this is the chapter 63 on being grateful for the little things. So I request everyone. The chapter is very small, but the learning and the lesson is very deep, and it is very difficult. But yes, we can do by sharing our own experiences or remembering our own experience in life. So I request everyone share the things. Then when you are not grateful for the little things, and when you realize that we must be, and you start living grateful for the small things. Anyone can share. Then I will share my own experience. If you are not able to speak, you can just write in the chat box also, because those who are on silent mode, listening mode, anyone, just I will start from myself, on being grateful for little things. Just I want to share that in the year of 2017, yes, Sanjay sir. So just I want to share in the year of 17, uh, I was preparing for the civil services. So I was preparing very hard. I started eating less. I stopped exercising because for the civil services the syllabus is too much. The pre, the mains, the interview, the general studies paper, the objective, the subjective papers, the optional papers. So the syllabus is too wide. So I was covering all the things. So I prepared, and I was taking coaching also. And what happened during that phase of life? My body become very weak, very weak. My body becomes so weak that one day I was not able to stand or walk. So then that time I realized that life is very precious, and we must be grateful for the small things, and we must not be worry, or we must not try very hard to things which are not necessary. So that day it was the month of October 2017. I realized that why I am running behind the things which has very less value in my life. I have a beautiful wife, I have two kids, I have good job, I have my mother, father, I have my body is very fit. Then what else I need? So from that day, I stopped running, chasing all those things which has very less value in my life. And from that day, I start nourishing my own life. I start nourishing my family, my kids, my job, my health, my body and mind. So that day I count the day for myself a new birth. The old Sher Singh has died on that day, and the new Sher Singh has taken birth on that day. So from that day, I always remain grateful. And rather than earning something from life, I always cherish my day. I just enrich my life, and this is how I start practicing I started practicing, and every day I am practicing grateful for the things, not the little things, the things which we are having. Like प्रमिला जी ने कहा कि गर्मी इतनी ज्यादा है, so we don't need to we don't need to think beyond the way we can, but just think around us, see the dogs, see the cats, see the cows. They don't have enough food. Even the people, the labor, they don't have enough time for their family. They don't have that mindset to think in that way. And even there are person who are very honest, they practice value. So this is how we can practice gratefulness for the little thing. So this is from my side. Anyone want to share that any day when you realize that ओके यार मैं तो चीजों के पीछे भाग रहा था और मुझे स्मॉल चीजों के ग्रेटफुल नहीं था. यस कमल सर प्लीज.
Not my example, actually my cousin's example I would like to give. A day before yesterday, actually my cousin's family went to, they were into Nainital from last 4 5 days, and they're supposed to come back to Delhi day before yesterday. So on that day in afternoon, they were just roaming in the on the Mall Road. Okay, नैनीताल के माल रोड पे घूम रहे थे एंड पीछे से एक दिल्ली जल बोर्ड का वाटर टैंकर आया है एंड आई डोंट नो उसका ब्रेक फेल हुआ या क्या हुआ वो उनके ऊपर चढ़ गया मेरी भाभी और मेरी नीस माई कजन भाभी एंड उनकी बेटी के ऊपर वो चढ़ गया और इट वाज सो हैवी ट्रक तो बहुत सीरियस इंजरीज हुई हैं दे आर स्टिल इन हॉस्पिटल yesterday they got some surgeries but still the conditions are not good but even after this thing what I was thinking कि आई एम सो ग्रेटफुल कि वो ट्रक उनके सर पे नहीं चढ़ा दे दे कुड हैव लॉस्ट देयर लाइव्स क्योंकि अगर मैं आई विल शेयर द वीडियो वो इतना हैवी ट्रक था आई मीन अगर वो ऊपर चढ़ जाता पूरा तो वो शायद दे कुड हैव लॉस्ट देयर लाइव्स और उससे पहले दैट ट्रक हिट अ कार उसके बाद वहां पे थोड़ा अफरा तफरी मच गई एंड एनी हाउ इतनी भीड़ में माई कजन भाभी और उनकी डॉटर दोनों ट्रक के टायर के नीचे आ गए बट थैंकफुली they are saved but serious injuries but still in this problem also what we are grateful that they did not lost their lives yeah so हमारी लाइफ के अंदर बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं क्योंकि खासकर जब परेशानी होती है बहुत ज्यादा क्योस होता है लाइफ में बहुत ज्यादा डिस्टरबेंस होती है उस टाइम माइंड हमेशा नेगेटिव सोच रहा होता है लेकिन आप थोड़ा सा अवेयर रहेंगे तो आप देखेंगे कि देर इज समथिंग पॉजिटिव इन दैट नेगेटिव टू तो हमें वही चीज देखनी है कि अंधकार में प्रकाश और लूज में होप तो तभी हमारी लाइफ बेटर बन पाती है और शायद इस चैप्टर का सार भी यही है कि हमें हर चीजों में ग्रेटफुलनेस देखनी है चाहे कंडीशंस कैसी भी हो या थैंक यू
Yes, thank you very much, sir. Kamal sir. We all pray for the speedy recovery and good health for the family who met an accident. And yes, sir, very important. And the writer at the last, I will just show the last. This writer says that the gratitude exercise suggested by affectors. Whenever you face difficult situation in life, remember the prospect of death and other major tragedies that can and do happen to other people. You will see that compared to that, none of things you face in life is important enough to worry about. Till the time we are alive, we have everything. We need not to worry. We can remain straightway grateful. Till the time we are worry, we are alive. And at the last page, at the last line of this chapter, I find very important that just being alive is the biggest thing we can be grateful for. So here we come and to the chapter 63 now, or letter 63. Now let's move on. Letter 64 on the ups and downs of life. So yes, ups and down of life. Like सवेरे दिन निकलता है, we are going up in life, and then night आती है, we are going down in the life. So how we navigate all how we navigate through all this ups and down of life. This is the skill we all must we all must learn. So the writer says that Marcus Aurelius says the world's cycle never change up and down from ages to ages. There is no linear relationship between age and wisdom or age and health. So this is a very important line which I found in this chapter, that there is no linear relationship. We always says that if we become older, we will become wise. If the time passes, we can become wealthier. But it is not like this. So I will just read few lines from the chapter. Uh, that if we assume that if we get older, we should automatically get everything together. Then we actually grow older and figure out that no one knows that what they are doing. There is no linear relationship between age and wisdom or age and wealth. If that were true, every person beyond a certain age would be rich and would be rich genius. The truth is that life doesn't go up all the time we are alive. We also experience down from time to time. Sometimes those downs can take a few days, sometimes month, and if we are unlucky or if it's the God's will, it may take even years also. A lot of people, the writer here give the example of this COVID. A lot of people talk about how bad 2020 was for just because they had to work from home and couldn't go on vacation. One of my friend had a really shitty 2020. In January of that year, he tore his ACL in a cycling accident and got surgery in February. When he was recovering, the coronavirus pandemic broke out and he couldn't go to the physiotherapy, which harmed his recovery. He had to walk on crutches before his surgery and for weeks. Then, around the summertime, he got COVID, which took him out for nearly 3 weeks. After the summer, he felt better and started doing chores at house. The poor guy threw his back out and couldn't do anything else but lie in the bed for 2 weeks. He also has young kids, so his wife had to take care of them and him for all the weeks he was out. Almost a year later, he is doing well and has pretty much fully recovered. But it took a year and a half to feel close to what he felt before his knee injury. Last week, he got COVID again. This is the stuff we can't control. Again, the writer gives the example, give the quotes the Marcus Aurelius said, whether it's an atom or nature, the first thing to be said in this, I am part of the world controlled by nature. Secondly, that I have a relationship with other similar parts. And with that in mind, I have no right as a part to complain about what is assigned me by the whole. This is how the writer says. While I do believe we have a lot of personal freedom and can decide to pursue our own path, we also must recognize there are a lot of things we can't influence. We assume that life is like a movie and we are the writer, director, and actor. That is not a realistic view of life. In reality, we are only the actors and we are given where we need to play. We need to play that role to best of our ability. In life, we do the same. We decide how we play our roles. We have the power to shape our outlook on life. We all have our unique style and personality. So at the end of the chapter, writer says, when things are good, simply enjoy. When things are bad, go through it. There is a cyclicality to life that should always give you enough perspective that good times will follow bad times. Yes, to the post. So now this is the come to be this is how we come to end of the chapter 64. Just I will show some slides. When things are good, simply enjoy. When things are bad, go through it. This is chapter 64. Then how we manage ourselves through the ups down in life. So I request everyone show the experiences that share your experience, how you manage ups and down, and any experience you want to share. So all we can learn from your experiences. That how you manage ups and down in life. Anyone can share, or I will start with my experience. Ups and down of life, or generally we face ups and down of the weather, like अभी गर्मी बहुत है, फिर सर्दी बहुत आ जाएगी, then बारिश. So life में ups and down चले चाहे ना चले, we can only realize, but we can face the up and down weather throughout our life. So uh, I just want to share my experience that prior to coming the yoga field, I used to be runner. I used to be athlete. I used to run 10, 20 kilometers. And running was just like a food for my body, for my life. If I don't run, then I found that my day is very bad. So every day I used to run for 5 kilometers. But on those days, if the weather is too tough, I won't be able to go for run. The weather is too cold. In nowadays rainy season, we cannot go for the run. But after practicing yoga, I feel very comfortable, and I find that I am just aligned to the nature. Whatever the weather is outside, I always roll down my mat and I practice yoga. I can do, I can continue my practice irrespective of any weather, any place. Even in the last month when I was traveling from my home to this my workplace, so every day I used to practice yoga. So this is how I manage ups and down in life. And when every day I practice yoga, it strengthens my body and mind, and it make my mind so strong that whatever the situation is, like whatever the ups and down in my life, I just uh, take every time with stability, and in while tackling ups and down in my life, one of my friend advised me one thing, that always remember, this shall pass too. अच्छा टाइम है वो भी निकल जाएगा, और खराब टाइम है वो भी निकल जाएगा. Only we will remain same. So this shall pass through the quote. I always remind myself whether it is a good time or bad time. So thank you very much. This was from my share. You can share, or if you can't share, you can just type in the chat box. Pramila ji, anyone can share.
But you explained things so well and it was very crisp, very nicely done. And ये जो quotes आपने दिए हैं, it's very good. When things are good, simply enjoy, and when things are bad, go through it. But it's easier than said. मतलब it's difficult than said. And when things are very bad, very very bad, I cry it out. That's my way of handling the bad things. And I feel so good.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. इवन मैम क्राई करना भी जरूरी है. अगर हम क्राई नहीं करेंगे, इफ वी होल्ड ऑन आवर इमोशंस, देन then they will convert in more severe situation conditions. They will invite more severe condition in our life, in our health also. So in bad time and good time, it is very important how we deal our emotions, how we feel. It is also very important. तो खुशी है तो उसमें हंसना भी जरूरी है, और रोना, अगर कोई दुख है तो रोना भी जरूरी है. दिस इज हाउ वी एंजॉय आवर ह्यूमन बिहेवियर. इट्स अ वेरी कॉमन ह्यूमन बिहेवियर. एंड बहुत सेंट नहीं बनना और हमें बहुत वो नहीं बनना. वी हैव टू रिमेम always remember and remind ourselves we are just a human being, so it's normal. So thank you very much. So let's move our next chapter, chapter 65, on getting unstuck. तो हम लाइफ में मैंने चैप्टर को पूरा पढ़ा तो आई फाइंड दैट कि getting unstuck is not important, but how you feel when you are stuck, it is more important. Okay, so let on getting unstuck. So I will just read few lines from the chapter and then we'll open to the discussion. Then writer says that sometimes one little negative things can set you on this whole downward spiral. Last week I was talking to my friend Dave. दवे जी का नाम सुनते ही मुझे रूमी सर की याद आ गई. About what he feels like to be stuck. Dave was saying that he got a cold a few months ago, which made him stop working out and eating healthy, which made him feel worse. Then his sleep started suffering from that, which made him tired and unfocused during the day, which ultimately impacted his work. Writer further says that one event can cause a ripple that lasts for months. The key is to break the downward spiral, because if you don't, you will start hating your life for no good reason. That's what happened recently. Another friend, I caught up with him. Further writer says that we often are not aware of what causes our frustration. We think that a solution to our happiness is to change the things that seems most immediately to be causing it. You might think that your job is making you unhappy, so you look for another one. But for all the while, the problem was not job, but it is how you felt. When everything seems to be melancholic in your life, you are just not excited about everything. Try the following: create a new meaningful goal. When you stay in your own head, simmering in your own thoughts, the last thing you want to do is to focus more on yourself. Start to focus on something outward. Look at something outside yourself, ideally something that impact others. My friend Dave is an entrepreneur, and he talked about how he decided to go complete redesign of one of his main product. He received feedback from the people who is respected, and that gave him inspiration to make a few changes so his customers would get a better experience. Further, the writer is quoting the how the Seneca once said, "You want to make use of every day you are alive. Let No one me of a single day who is not going to make me adequate return for such loss. To make sure no one can rob a day from you, do something meaningful every day. I can tell you from a personal experience that nothing else motivates like having a meaningful purpose. But the writer says that this doesn't mean you have to have a giant life change. Change your mindset first. If other things require change, then so be too. So this is how the chapter 65 on getting unstuck. So I will share my experience that whenever I feel stuck, so whenever I feel stuck, generally, uh, when we feel stuck, when we face a circumstance in life that we are not familiar to or we have not faced, so that time I just practice mindfulness. In because in that time, taking no action is more important than taking a wrong action. So taking no action is a good action rather than taking a wrong action. So this is how I just uh, manage myself. Like writer says that if you don't like a job, so that there is no problem in your job, because if problem with the job, then everyone would quit the job. But first we need to change our mindset, and it is little bit difficult, but when we remain, जो कमल सर ने बताया कि when we remain connected to ourselves, our own life, and when we indulge in healthy practices like pranayam, yoga, running, whatever we like, which makes us happy individual, so that strengthens our life, body, and mind. And this is how we pass through all the tough situation. And so this is how chapter number 65. So here we end all three chapters. So let's we can take one selfie, and then we we have some time, so we can. Yes, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Am I audible? I request everyone switch on the camera. We can take selfie, and then the forum is open. Yes, good morning. So now you can share whatever in your mind.
शेर सिंह सर आप म्यूट पर हो गए.
Yes, yes, sorry, sir. Yes. So I request everyone share your experiences, like how we can remain grateful for small things, and because very important, because क्योंकि जो हमारे आसपास है उसको देखना, रियलाइज करना ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है, बजाय उनको पाना जो हमारे आसपास में नहीं है. So from our own experience and the experience of our friends, we learn more. Yes, thank you. Shweta ma'am, you can share. Priyanka ji. Akash
Sir,
ji.
when you're stuck, when I am stuck, what I have learned uh, since last 1 year. Otherwise, I used to try finding solutions. क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है. अभी when I'm stuck, I just leave it to God and I tell Krishna, आपको जो करना है करो. It will be the best thing. My solutions can never be the best solutions. Your solutions are best solutions. एंड रात में ये बोल के सोने के बाद सुबह उठते ही कुछ ना कुछ तो हो ही जाता है. थैंक यू सर.
Very nice, Pramila ji. And same, I would like to say, when I am stuck now, then I surrender. He surrender to God. That अब तो ये मतलब हमसे नहीं हो रहा तो ये आपसे ही होगा. And whatever you will do, ठीक है, I will accept that. And कभी कभी तो मैजिकली सॉल्यूशन आ जाता है. I would like to tell one example. Like एक बार हम 2024 में दिसंबर में वी वर प्लानिंग टू गो आउट समवेयर. एंड मेरी डॉटर का एग्जाम था, बड़ी डॉटर का. तो हमने सब टिकट्स वगैरह बुक करा लिए. एंड फिर सर्कुलर आता है कोचिंग सेंटर से कि इस दिन एग्जाम है. मतलब इट वाज फॉलिंग लाइक विद इन आवर शेड्यूल ट्रिप. तो देन इट वाज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. हम वो एग्जाम भी नहीं छोड़ सकते थे, हम वो ट्रिप भी, मतलब सब कुछ बुक हो गया. वी हैव स्पेंट सो मच मनी एंड एवरीथिंग. देन आई लिटरली सरेंडर्ड दैट नाउ आई डोंट नो व्हाट टू डू. नाउ गॉड हैव टू डिसाइड कि क्या, भगवान पे ही सब छोड़ दिया. एंड 2 दिन बाद हमने मतलब बहुत ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग किया, घर में भी बहुत ये हो गया कि कैसे प्लान करेंगे. बट 2 दिन बाद उसके कोचिंग सेंटर से ये आया कि द टेस्ट हैज़ बीन पोस्टपोन्ड. सो देन वी वर सो रिलैक्स्ड कि हम अपनी ट्रिप पे कंटिन्यू कर सकते हैं और बाद में आके टेस्ट भी दे सकते हैं. So that way, like you're always helped by the divine. Thank you, Sher sir, for the wonderful reminder. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing your experience. Yes, you very rightly said that when we are not able to manage the things at our own, let's surrender the things, surrender ourselves, surrender the life to the higher power, the Almighty. And yes, very viable solution always comes out. And yes, but surrender is difficult. But when we surrender to the Almighty, the higher power, thank you very much for sharing. Yes.
Okay, one more thing I would like to add here. Yes, sir, surrender is difficult, but sometimes we don't have any other option. So surrender is the only option we have.
यस, जब जब हमारे हाथ में कुछ नहीं है, जब कुछ कर सकते नहीं है, तो फिर तो मतलब वी आर फोर्स टू लर्न द आर्ट ऑफ सरेंडरिंग. यस, थैंक यू.
Yes.
So yes, in that way we can just cherish those hard times, because those that compulsive learning of the things. Thank you, sir. Yes, Kamal sir, please.
ओके, श्वेता जी के जो उन्होंने बोला, मैं एक और चीज़ ऐड करना चाहूँगा. जैसे उन्होंने बोला कि कई बार सॉल्यूशन मैजिकल आ जाते हैं, हमें मतलब आइडिया भी नहीं होता और चीज़ें अपने आप ठीक हो जाती हैं. तो यहाँ पे एक चीज़ ऐड करूँगा. समटाइम्स क्या होता है, डेफिनेटली ये सबके साथ ही होता होगा कि कहीं ना कहीं हम जब होपलेस हो जाते हैं और सडनली कुछ ऐसी हो पाती है और हम उस मुसीबत से निकल आते हैं. तो मतलब आई पर्सनली फील कि ये कहीं ना कहीं आपकी ब्लेसिंग्स का नतीजा है जो आपने अर्न करी हुई है. सो पैसा सब कमाते हैं, पैसे के साथ साथ ब्लेसिंग्स भी कमाइए, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं लाइफ के अंदर, जैसे डॉक्टर भी कहता है, भैया अभी इनको दवा की नहीं दुआओं की ज़रूरत है. सो दुआएं कमाइए क्योंकि वो कहीं ना कहीं काम आती हैं. एंड वन मोर थिंग आई वांट ऐड कि जैसे श्रीमद् भगवद गीता में भी हम बहुत फेमस श्लोक है पढ़ते हैं, कर्मण्यवाधिकारस्ते मां फलेषु कदाचन. और जब हम सरेंडर की बात कर रहे हैं तो मोस्टली हम देख रहे हैं कि सरेंडर हम तब कर रहे हैं जब हम सोच रहे हैं कि अभी हमारे हाथ में नहीं है। तो अगर हम इसको दूसरे वे में समझे, मैं एक भजन सुन रहा था, तो उसमें ये चीज़ बोलते हैं कि हम जब कर्म करने से पहले अगर सरेंडर करते, देखो कर्म का जो फल है वो तो हमारे हाथ में है ही नहीं, ठीक है, हमारा जो अधिकार है, हमारा जो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, दैट इज इन आवर हैंड, द प्रोसेस एक्चुअली जो कर्म हम कर रहे हैं दैट इज इन आवर हैंड, बट नॉट द रिजल्ट्स. So when results or the outcomes are not in our favor, then we are surrendering. To what we can do, we can do surrender at the starting of our work, कि भगवान मैं आपके लिए ही काम कर रहा हूँ, अब आपको देखना कैसे करवाना है ना, आई डोंट नो कैसे होगा, बट आई एम सरेंडरिंग टू यू, नाउ डू योर वर्क, अभी जो भी होगा भगवान आप आपको मैंने पहले ही सरेंडर कर दिया है. तो इंस्टेड ऑफ सरेंडरिंग लेटर व्हेन थिंग्स you feel that it's not my in my control or things are getting worsen, तो अगर हम पहले से ही सरेंडर कर दें तो शायद वो चीज़ें बेटर हो जाए. तो उस भजन में एक और अच्छी लाइन थी, वो बोलते हैं कि जब जो महाभारत के टाइम पे जो द्रौपदी को दांव पे लगाया गया था, तो उन्होंने कृष्ण भगवान को तब याद किया जब वो बिल्कुल साड़ी खींच के उन्होंने दोनों हाथ उठा दिए. तो वो कहते हैं कि तुम मुझे पहले याद करती, जब दुर्योधन ने बोला कि भैया मेरी तरफ से शकुनी खेलेगा, तो तुम्हारी तरफ से तुम बोल देते भैया कन्हैया खेलेगा, फिर मैं देखता कौन हारता है. तो लेकिन तुमने मुझे तब याद किया जब सब कुछ लुट गया. तो मुझे पहले याद कर लो. तो या दैट्स, थैंक यू.
यस सर, थैंक यू कमल सर। सुख में सुमिरन सब करें, दुख में करे न कोई, जो दुख में ही सुमिरन, सुख में सुमिरन करे दुख काहे को होए। ये तो सर बहुत डीप बात बताई आपने सर। अब बट लेकिन सर जैसे आप योगा प्रैक्टिशनर हैं, थ्रू योगा आई लर्न एवरीथिंग, वन थिंग दैट कि भाई सुख हो या दुख हो, हमारा काम सुमिरन करना है, ईश्वर को याद करना है। सुख दुख तो ईश्वर के बनाए हैं, आते जाते रहते हैं।
एक्चुअली सिखिज्म में ना एक बहुत अच्छी लाइन है, 3 लाइन आती है कि सुख वेले शुक्राना, मतलब बी ग्रेटफुल व्हेन देयर इज सुख, दुख वेले अरदास व्हेन देयर इज क्योस प्रे, एंड हर वेले सिमरन, एवरी टाइम डू प्रेयर्स, एवरी टाइम. ये
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yes, Irfan ji, would you like to share? Rupa ji, Priyanka ji, would like to share? Okay, thank you. Yes, Ajay ji. Akash ji, would you like to share? Today, I think Rumi sir is traveling. आज उनका नाम आया था दवे जी का, तो मैंने सोचा था रुमी सर आएंगे तो. So just I want to share one more thing, like being grateful for small things. जो मतलब तीनों हमने जो चैप्टर पढ़े थे उसमें सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट यही है कि एंड द बेस्ट वे, जैसे कमल सर हैं और जो श्वेता जी हैं, तो सभी जितना हम, जैसे भगवत गीता में है कि 3 वेज ऑफ योगा, कर्म योग, भक्ति योग और ज्ञान योग. तो जब तक हम अपनी सेल्फ प्रैक्टिसेस में सेल्फ अपने इनर कनेक्टेड नहीं रहेंगे, तब तक हम ग्रेटफुलनेस को भी कल्टीवेट नहीं कर सकते हैं और वी विल रिमेन ऑलवेज स्टक. जितना हम अपने आप से, बिकॉज वी आर जस्ट ब्लाइंडेड बाय द आउटर वर्ल्ड, बट वी आर ऑलवेज इल्यूमिनेटेड बाय द इनर वर्ल्ड बाय द प्रैक्टिसेस. लाइक श्वेता जी हैं, शी डू गुड पेंटिंग, जो हमें सबसे अच्छा लगता है, द थिंग विच हेल्प अस कनेक्ट आवर सेल्फ, we must indulge in those, practice those things. Yes, if anyone like to share, they can, otherwise we can wind up
Yeah,
the.
Shes.
Yes, please,
Uh,
sir.
yeah, Sher Singh sir, just I would like to share my one important aspects in my life. Uh, since you are saying that we need to be more resilient when things are not happy, and we need to be happy with the small things, and when we should be happy inside. So the thing in my life is during COVID time, we were in the company. I was working in MNC company that that time merging of divisions will happen. So that time I lost my job because downsizing was happening that time. So I am staying in AP. So then in AP and Telangana put together, there a lot of changes was happening. Then I was more resilient at that time, and I strongly pray to God, and I learned many courses, online courses that time. And I joined one smaller company with a lesser package for some time, and I bounced back again. So now I'm very happy that I am getting than the previous organization which I used to get, and the company, the people who are working right now are also getting lesser than me. So that makes me that the tougher time has made me more stronger and more powerful, and more learnings was there. So that makes me to come back to this position. So thanks, Sher Singh sir. And that one more point, today I traveled from Tirupati to Vijayawada. So I'm very grateful for the small little things that no, I got a good sleep in the bus actually. So the Kamal sir incident is very big one. I strongly pray for their family. But for me, it was damn good. So I'm very happy today that I have a sound sleep during whole night in the bus. Thank you.
Thank you, Irfan sir, for joining after a long time and sharing the insights. uh, Remaining grateful for the small things, not the small things, remaining grateful the things which we are having, which always around us, like our family, our health, like aapne kaha ki sleep. Because in 2017, when I lost my health completely, एंड जैसे प्रमिला जी ने कहा कि टफ टाइम में हम लोग क्राई करते हैं, सो आई वाज on those days I was literally crying, and because I lost my health completely, so then I realized that कि यार I have good health, I had everything, but I never respected, not valued those things. So not the grateful for the small things which we are having. So if we inculcate this habit, then we became resilient and happy forever. Yes. So thank you everyone for sharing and making this event so purposeful. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend. See you tomorrow in the 8:30 session. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.